legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial Ballistix. From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial Ballistix.
Hey guys, welcome to the LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3 powered by Ballistix and Crucial. My name is Cribs, with me is Universe, and we're going to be taking you through today's games. And we have two action-packed matches in store for you guys. Without further ado, let's take a look at which one of these matches we'll be seeing first.
Weird Esports versus Onlyfriends. I mean, two brand new teams. And of course, what else would we expect? Names like these are just going to give us a little bit of a interesting matchup. Onlyfriends, Weird Esports. There's nothing weird about this match at all.
Yeah, Onlyfriends have only frags behind their paywall content. Subscribe to their channels because they're all a bunch of streamers too. And of course, Weird Esports, one of the newer organizations in the country, have been on a signing spree. They've been picking up rosters left, right, and center, and they've been getting some really cool people to join them. And very soon we will tell you who these cool people are. But for both these teams entering the gauntlet for the first time, some of these players have played in the gauntlet before. Whether or not they were able to make it to the playoffs is a completely different ball game, and they were playing under different banners too. But these players have been here; they've been in the top echelons of the Indian Valorant competitive circuit. But this time, under new names and new lineups, will they be able to put up the same performances last time?
Yeah, we are having a look at a lot of players, being shuffled across a lot of different teams, and they're trying to feel out how they can play this tournament the best. And as we move into the group standings, we're going to see two teams that have already played this tournament in the first, second, and now the third season. Velocity and ENIGMA, they've gone head-to-head. Last season, ENIGMA actually beat Velocity in the first game that they played. But this time, it's gone the other way around. The champions have taken the lead. And the rest of the teams are now getting settled in Group A, while Group B has already seen a couple of matches come and go. Right now, it's Onlyfriends against Onlyfriends against Weird Esports. Forgive me. Reckoning Esports are playing later on this evening. Crips, I just want to ask you. I mean, we know a couple of players, like you said. You know, we know that we have Knives Jester, we have Garang, we have HVS, we have Kev. All of these players who played last season. And Bad Love is also here on the side of Weird Esports, who, by the way, was a player of Team T69 and now is teamed up with Rio, who was a part of the ROG Academy squad. And Pixels from Team VALOR is here in this team of Weird Esports as well. So it's a lot of shifting between these teams, and I just want to know, what do you think what's gonna happen? Like, you know, is so much frequency in shifting, you know, causing a little bit of a downfall in their performance as a team? Because, you know, to be a team, you need to stick together for a while.
Yeah, you do. But Pixels was only playing for Valor for like a couple of months. Later on, Hunter and Pasha Sahil entered Team Valor, so there was no room left for Pixels. He joined Team Weird Esports. Even T69, they are now called as Soul Esports, and some of the
Mm-hmm.
players continued under that same lineup. Some of them were, taken in by new people. So all the teams and all the players who did not have a place to call home have now joined Weird Esports. And of course, because this is a weird amalgamation of a lot of teams coming together, it makes sense to call them that. So without further ado, let's take a look at the lineup of Team Weird Esports. You have Badlove, you have Deadly, Rio, Blixels, and Storm.
This is a team that I will believe, you know, we've seen at least 3 of these players play before. Rio, I remember him. I watched Pixels. I've been a fan of Pixels, to be honest. His Viper plays on Bind have been, you know, something of a spectacle to watch, especially when he was playing on Valor. And Bad Love has got this crazy ability to be a really versatile player, I believe. He plays a Sentinel role. When needed, he can even transition into the duelist role, if need be, that is. I don't think he'll have the need of it in this team. If he does, though, I would love to watch it. And, you know, the rest of the 2 teammates, I've not really seen them play, not heard of their names either, me personally. But I think that this is a team that, you know, it's more young-blooded, it's more, you know, potential-minded rather than experience. So it's all about them trying to prove their ground here, because they are in a group where they've got some pretty big names. Velocity, they've got Salt Esports, they've got Enigma, they've got Reckoning, who made it to the playoffs, pretty far in the playoffs last season. And not to forget, you got 2, you know, recurring names, Susquad and FS, who've been in this tournament for quite a while. And, you know, they've had their ups and downs, but Weird Esports, I don't know if they're going to be in the same boat as FS and Susquad, given that their previous seasons of these players in this team have not really been, you know, playoff standards. But together, if they can make a difference, it would be really great.
Yeah, but can they be able to, will they be able to make a difference? I mean, these guys, they have only been together for a few weeks now. The team
Mm-hmm.
itself is pretty new. All the players, they have one advantage though. They come in from all these different backgrounds and different teams, and they have a variety of experiences. And when 3 different people from 3 different teams come together and share the knowledge, combine it into one resource pool, I think the amount of knowledge that this particular pool will contain is immense. And of course, every time you try to withdraw out of it, that will be great. But will they be able to deploy all this knowledge in time? I don't know. Luckily, up against them are only friends who also, like the name suggests, are a bunch of friends who play together for fun. But then they discovered that they are way too good to just play for fun, and hence the competitive spirit in them began to rise. We have Cruiser, Krev, Gorang, Knave Jester, and HVS. These 5 players, they've been in the competitive circuit for a bit. They haven't been anywhere close to the top, but they never thought that they would even get this far. Now that they are here, they might as well just give it their all and prove that the power of friendship triumphs all, like some sort of an anime arc.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Kev before. We've seen Knives Jester and HVS. Kev and Knives Jester used to be on the same team. Garang, we've seen his name come up every, you know, other time. He has been a player who's adored by quite a few people, and he can be one of the players who, to be honest, you know, can make a difference on the server. And yeah, we just have to see how exactly these two brand new teams come together with a lot of players from different regions, a lot of players from different, teams coming together. It's just, they don't really have as much of a history together. It's again, I think this is a perfect, baseline, Crips. I think the only disadvantage for what I believe would be Weird Esports is that they've all five players are from different places. They know each other, I think, after only when they got, together. But Onlyfriends, this has a team where HVS, Knife Jester, Kev, all three of them know each other. They've played with each other before. Garang, I'm pretty sure, has played with these guys before. And it's pretty much a team that I think might know each other a little bit more better, even though they didn't really play on a team together, than Weird Esports, who have five completely different players. It's all about the chemistry now. We're gonna have to see who has better synergy among them, whether utility usage, is in coordination with the duelists pushing in, or how the initiators find information for their rest of the teammates to cut into a side, whichever map it is you're playing. It's all about how they coordinate their comms and how they get their duelists to push in, sentinels to hold on defensive lines. It's just about team chemistry at this point.
Yep. So let's see how this chemistry takes place, and more importantly, where it takes place. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the map video and see which maps these teams will be playing. They start with Ascent. No surprise over there. Ascent is kind of one of the more puggish maps, which all the teams who have been recently formed will play on. It's the one place where you can get away with doing weird stuff, pun intended. But then we move on to Haven, a little more strategic as compared to Ascent, but still not as up for debate as Ascent. And last but not the least, we go to Breeze, which really could be anyone's game. And I've never seen any of these teams play on Breeze, so I honestly do not know what to expect.
Yeah, to be honest, I have no idea either. When you see the first two maps, Ascent, Haven, you'd automatically think that, okay, you know what, maybe the third map could be, a bind or a split or something. But then Breeze comes into play, and to be honest, I don't really know how exactly it's going to turn out. We might see a map 3. You never know. Both these teams could pick up their own maps, or they could pick up their opponent's maps. It's all about, timing and strategy at this point. But that's the thing, Crips. I think in a match like this, where 5 individuals come out of nowhere to, that they think, okay, guys, let's make a team together. That's where it throws strategy out of the window, because you don't know who plays well on what. Ascent, yeah, ground zero. Anybody can play well on it. And not knowing anything about the way Weird Esports play or Onlyfriends play, we don't even know what's going to happen on Haven, because this could go a landslide 2-0 on one side for either team. We have absolutely no clue, and that sort of enigma is what I love about this match, to be honest.
Enigma. Another pun?
Yeah.
Intended? Unintended? We don't know. Just like we don't know what's going to happen in this game, because it really could go either way.
It most certainly could go either way. We're going to have to see how exactly it turns up. Onlyfriends have picked up ground zero, while Weird Esports look confident with Haven. And I would love to see a Breeze between these two teams, to be really honest. Breeze just throws things out of the equation for these two. You might want to think about what 2x plus 3x looks as 5x, but this is just an equation that looks 2x plus 3x is equal to, I don't know, the E is equal to MC squared, whatever. Breeze is like that one variable that you never really can consider knowing which team is going to win unless you have VLT or Global Esports in the mix, but both of those teams are not here. It's two teams with beautiful names and beautiful people who just want to have fun with their friends, and that's what we're going to see today, hopefully.
Yep, we will see that. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to go on a tiny break because some of the players are having a bit of connectivity issues. So we can't begin the game just yet. But don't worry, we will get this fixed as soon as possible, and we'll be starting in the next 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You guys are watching the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Ballistix and Crucial. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, kids and adults and old people and people of all kind, all ages, whatever. Welcome back. Sorry for making you wait all this much. We are back with the LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3 powered by Ballistix and Crucial. It's Esports versus Onlyfriends. Please do not make any memes or jokes out of it. Respect the name, even though the name itself is a meme. Let's go into agent selection for a cent. We're starting with Cruiser on Sova. Goreng might probably pick up the Astra. HVS has a Sky Kev on the Jet and Naive Jester on the Killjoy. So they have two initiators. Now that's pretty interesting. Information galore for the side of Only Friends over here. Naive Jester should be able to gather the information in the other way. I mean, the anti-backstab. And other than that, Kev is going to be majorly responsible for playing along with HVS and banking on his flashes.
Yeah, on the other side of things, though, Weird Esports look like they want to go for a double duelist setup. Deadly and Bad Love.
Select your
and
agent.
Raze. Pixels hasn't really picked up anything. Neither has Rio, which is a little concerning considering what they... Rio probably is going to go for the Sova and Pixels with the Viper. That's I'm pretty sure what's going to happen right there. As we have hit a small little road bump yet again. But there's nothing to worry, ladies and gentlemen. The Weird Esports players are going to be on the server pretty quickly. But I just want to see, we just saw the composition, and we saw a double initiator come out from the side of Onlyfriends. And that is actually a pretty interesting lineup because, well, obviously, they can't change it again now. They're going to go with the same. And, you know, it's a Sky and a Sova, Killjoy on top of that as well. That's a lot of informational play, both defensively and offensively, I feel, Crips. Do you think that might be something that works against a double duelist setup, what Weird was showing?
Not really. The double duelists still have the potential to burst into the site with as much momentum as possible. And the fact that the double initiators can only gather information but not do much to hold off the attack by themselves, that's kind of concerning. Sure, with the Sky, you can flash out and try to get a couple of frags on the back of it, maybe set your teammates up for success. The double initiator, the other Sova can basically try to cause damage with his utility, try to prevent the plant or the defuse, depending on whichever side you're starting on. But other than that, as far as I know, these teams are not going to play very strategically oriented in a sense. They're probably just going to be rushing one place time again, time again, time again. So yeah, I think the double initiator at that point won't really do much because the role of the initiator is to gather information, and you already know where they're coming. You already know where they're rushing. But then what do you do with that information? How do you deal with it? So the double initiator don't inherently have an advantage over the double duelists, I feel. The rotations and what positions these guys take, how they decide to back each other up will be more important than actually having the right agents for a map like Ascent. And come on, at the end of the day, it is Ascent. The agent selection
Yeah.
doesn't really impact you that much. You can still play with even 3-4 duelists. So
Really?
yeah,
Can you?
yeah, you have
Can
one
you?
controller, 4 duelists. Why not? If you're brave enough, in the sense, you can make anything work.
Fair enough. I think I have to agree with you. But, you know, when it comes to defense, it might be a little different.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
one Sentinel is probably, you know, I think you could go with a 3 duelist, 1 controller, 1 Sentinel, or at least have a initiator over there because you need somebody to, you know, well,
Hmm.
throw in a recon or throw in a hound. Breach, probably not. Breach is a more of a, you know, kill setup kind of initiator, while Sova and Sky are more informational based, you know, okay,
Hmm.
he's there, that player's playing this weapon kind of
Hmm.
initiator. You know, I would really be interested to know if Breach, you know, gets some sort of a, you know, informational play as well, because the only thing that we know about Breach is concussions, blinding, earthquakes. That's basically his kit. He doesn't really have
Hmm.
something like Sova or Sky where, you know, he can send out, you know, a drone or like, you know, handy utility as such. And that, well, that is what it is. Breach is more attack minded, while Sova and
Hmm.
Sky, I think we could say a little bit more defensively held. But now that we know, we've seen a little bit of a leak of upcoming agent, which I believe is Deadeye, at least his code name. And we've heard that he might be a Sentinel. or Initiator?
Okay.
What do you think? I mean, do you think this game needs another Sentinel right now, or does it need an Initiator? What do you think it needs?
A new initiator might be nice. Think we have
Hmm.
enough sentinels already, and some of these characters are mostly played like sentinels, even though their roles differ. I think a new initiator might be nice, but then we just got KO, who is an initiator. So a new sentinel will also kind of balance the game. I mean, at this point, the three main sentinels are Killjoy, Cypher, and the Sage. I mean, some people
Yeah.
don't even play Sage like a sentinel; they play it as a battle Sage. So just like put up your wall and that's it. Your role is done. After that, you can do whatever you want. So yeah, maybe a new sentinel might be nice. I haven't heard too much about Deadeye, unfortunately, so I can't really figure out what all this character is about. But there are a few rumors that the Omen might be getting a new buff. His
Oh
paranoia
yeah.
no longer blinds teammates, and
Mhm.
apparently the ultimate, when it lands, it blinds people in a radius. Like
Yeah,
what?
paranoia.
That's
Yeah, paranoia.
crazy.
It's Yeah, it is a little crazy because I think that's actually not that bad for Omen. I think at least the ultimate is not that bad because Omen's ultimate can be countered really
Very
really
easily.
easily. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just he's in a tight corner. In Ascent itself, we're gonna see Ascent. And he let's say he teleports from B to Wines at A, to get behind enemy lines. If
He
somebody's
doesn't
just
catch
hiding
him.
on the other side of the wall, they can just wait for him to, go ahead with it, get, come into life towards Wines, and then they just peep out and, well, he's dead. He's nothing you can
Exactly.
do. And that's kind of, a little demeaning when you're playing as an Omen. And that's exactly why I think, with the buffs with the recent nerfs that he got and with the buffs that, every other agent, especially Viper got, Omen's pick rate has gone really low. I honestly haven't
Yeah.
seen an Omen in a long time in this tournament. And I hope that after that buff comes in, it could be great because if that happens, the flash thing happens, Omen is going to be the only agent, I believe, whose flash is not going to affect their teammates. And that is
Exactly.
actually really, really crazy because you don't even have to worry about your teammates being in the way, just flashing straight through. And that is actually an amazing, amazing quality to have. But I also think at times it could be overpowered, at times only. But hey,
I'm
we're going to have to speculate about Omen later, I think, Crips. We're going to be heading right into game again.
hmm,
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, all our issues have been fixed. And we are going back into the agent selection screen. It's going to be the same agents picked up yet again. And everybody's just locking in. They don't want to waste any time. The same lineup comes in from Onlyfriends, whereas on the side of Weird Esports, we've got a duelist setup coming in. And
hmm.
like we already talked about it, Crips, it might just be a little bit more dangerous for Onlyfriends because, well, like you said, duelists mean you have more agility, you have more space that you can create and, well, damage.
Yeah, and both these duelists are mobility based. It's not like it's a Phoenix or a Reyna which has a flash or something. No, both of them can just capture a lot of area very quickly. Once one of your teammates is able to just gather information, you both just dash in, or rather satchel in as it is in the case of Raze. So that might be pretty cool. And it does kind of indicate that they're going for a very fast paced approach.
Yeah, most certainly. Now that we've got everybody loaded in and ready and decked on, we're gonna have to wait and see who exactly is gonna be making the first step. Both these teams haven't really shown what they can do. They've made it through from the qualifiers, but here's where it all comes down to brass tacks, ladies and gentlemen. The main event, the Tec Gauntlet Season 3. And it starts right now with Weird Esports trying to defend the side of A main being attacked early on. Deadly's the one trying to make the first contact here. Kev dashes away to safety.
I love that combination, though, of the gravity bell
Yeah.
and the nade. Could have been disastrous if he did not dash back out of there. But for now, they've got a dink, and that's the indication to move right inside. But this is going to be a big sack. There's 4 defenders over here, 5 attackers about to burst out of A main, and everyone on A main, nobody coming in from short or tree or anything. Pixels out in the open near the bottom, still able to get a kill. And everyone's just making this one work. Somehow Rio dies to Knives Nanostorm grenade, but any attempts to get away from A-main will be dealt with by Storm. And with that, Weird Esports, they've managed to hold off the first push.
Oh, Garang has been left all alone. He's got players all around him. One coming behind him. Now he's been spotted out as well towards high mid. They know this. The only place he can go is either towards his own spawn or A main. And A main is where he is. Gets one. He could get deadly as well. Compensation kill, but he expects Storm coming in. Goes for it, but he's not gonna find anything. Sits down, waits for a bullet straight to his head. It's gonna be round number 1 for Weird Esports. Actually, I kind of doubted that A push. I felt like it was a little clustered in the end when all of them took a little bit. You know, it's just it got so crowded, and because of the spread of Weird Esports' players, they had 4 different corners to their hands. It was easier for them because all of the players of Onlyfriends were in just one little avenue in that A main archway. So it was like, you know, shooting gallery for them.
Yeah, like shooting fish in a barrel. They need a little bit more control towards tree or maybe an approach from mid or something like that. But hey, this was just a pistol. They can afford to lose the next one as well because this is just an eco. Recon dart and nanostorm grenades will force HVS out of his hiding hole, but it's Kev who dies first, surprisingly. The flash explodes right in front of him, doesn't blind anybody, and it's just a regular rule cleanup round for Weird Esports.
One loss of life, not gonna harm them. Bad Love could have almost gone away as well, but hold on, Weird Esports, and this is, I mean, it's customary. Unless there's a force buy that comes in, or an absolutely diabolical eco round in the second one, it's pretty much, you know, for the team that won the pistol that goes for the second as well. And now it's the real test, ladies and gentlemen. The bonus round is for Weird Esports, as Onlyfriends are gonna be having a full buy. Everything that they need: utility, armor, weapons of the highest order, and they look like they want to hit big. But they've got 3 players looking to run in with the flash that's being given in by HVS. The shock dart gonna touch Kev, just tickle him a bit. Recon gonna actually spot out a couple of players.
Yeah, but this
has
time,
an idea.
yeah, I'm finally happy that Onlyfriends are going for a split approach other than just rushing one side together. 3 players just making as much noise, collecting orbs, and trying to deliberately give away their footsteps in B, while the other 2 continue to stay on high mid and just outside of A main, respectively.
Oh, Rio's gonna spot out pretty much anything and everything that there is to spot out towards B main. He saw 2 players. He's gonna see a couple more because everybody's actually coming towards B, except for Rio. Except for Cruiser, who is towards high mid.
I like the fact that they've actually managed to bait out almost every single piece of utility from Onlyfriends. Weird Esports now have basically no utility left to hold off this attack, but they still have their guns, which is good. 3 versus 3. We have Weird Esports just outside of the side, and Onlyfriends already taking control, ready to go for the plant. Looks like everyone wants to move in from the markets area, so no B main backstabs. They don't need to worry about any flanks, potentially. They have enough time to set up the Killjoy post-plant utility too.
Without a star, I cannot.
Pixels is going to be picking up the only weapon that he can find, and that's a Spectre. Gonna have to work with it. Bad Love. Only proper weapon and healthy guy over here. Needs to find an avenue for his team to move into the side, but they're actually holding it off. They're choosing not to go for it. That's a little concerning, given that this is a bonus run, and I don't really think that they want to save a Marshall, but they do have Phantoms, which they could save. Bad Love sitting in his corner is going to be able to take out pretty much anybody and everybody. He needs to go into the corner and dashes up as well to confirm his safety. And another Phantom, make that a Vandal being picked up. Not too bad, to be honest. Weird. Even though they lost that bonus, they still have weapons upgraded, and the rest of the teammates can also buy in. So, fair enough, I guess.
Exactly, and they've actually forced the players of Onlyfriends to degrade down to light armor. Which means even the Spectre at this range can result in an instant death.
Yeah, but it's all about that run and gun, isn't it? You get into close corners. Because we just saw, I think, that mid-range fight between, I think it was Deadly and Cruiser. Deadly somehow won that with a Spectre of all things. Even when Cruiser had a Phantom, but that's how the Spectre works, I guess. You just somehow win the duels that you never think of winning even. But right now, Storm needs to win this duel. Kev needs to make an impact. He's concussed. He got pulled in as well. That perfect placement of Astro Stars was so good. Beautiful by Pixels. And he capitalizes on it as well.
Yeah, you escape one, you run into the other. It's like a chess move. There's nothing that you can do. It's a checkmate. 2 people do get revealed, resulting in a death of 1. Storm does speak, but the Odin is still firing, and anyone underneath will go straight down to hell. Nothing happening for the side of Onlyfriends as they don't even get to plant, and they've already been swarmed by Tree and by A main as well. It's just HVH trapped in a corner like a rat, and soon the trap will spring.
Oh boy. Now, you know the repercussion of this round though, Crips, is that Onlyfriends now, they might have lost that round, yeah, fair enough, because they didn't really have that much weaponry or armor to protect themselves, but now they need to be careful because they know that Rio is actually holding down an Odin towards B, right? And that's going to be a matter of concern because every time they think about going towards that B region, it's going to be really difficult for them to understand what exactly is going to be happening. Are they going to get wall banged? Are they going to get, you know, a spray down coming in from B main? You never know.
Well, for now, these guys are trying something new. Because Onlyfriends are on an eco round, they will explore mid. Something that they haven't done before in the previous 4 rounds. They've only hit A and B side respectively, never really combining it with mid. And now that they don't have much to lose, they can take a risk and afford to go towards the mid area. This will at least give them some information that they can use in the main buy rounds later on. And hopefully they're able to capitalize on it too. They're able to get all the way into its defender spawn. Now, that's big, right? If that is something you can pull off in a regular eco round, you can do it much better in a buy round when you have more utility. VALOR does get revealed, but at least the fact that he has the judge has been taken away. But Crucial still wins the duel. Ghost was the judge at that range, and he doubles up against Vandal. All right, then Cruiser. It definitely seems that he is in control. Remaining. Finally, Rio with the Odin is able to shut him down, but he's already dealt with 2 major weapons.
30 seconds left.
And look at the positioning on Kev. This man's on a quiet little world tour. From mid to defender spawn to a trot. Now,
I mean, oh, look at this. Oh, he could get 1 kill. He just needs to look towards his left, and he will get it. No. Oh my god. Yeah, deadly. He turned around 180 and looked at the wall. He thought, why did he look at the wall? He turned around to look at the wall.
That's the kind of stuff that Kev would want to pull off in a full buy round. Like, he went on a literal ascent tour all the way from the enemy base and nobody even found out where he was. Like, they didn't even realize he's coming from shot, and even after he shot the first bullet, they were a bit confused. It took them a second to realize.
Yeah. Well, now we've got an operator in the hands of Badlove, and this is just going to get a lot more difficult for the attackers. Smoke is going to prevent him from doing any sort of damage, but he's still holding down that angle, and if he pre-fires it, doesn't eat a bullet in return, actually. Now that drone coming out is going to spot out a lot of players here. Uh-oh. The immediate response, Badlove. Beautiful placement. Gets the kill. Weird are just making things work as they move along. Rio finds 1 more. It's gonna be Badlove second. And the side of Onlyfriends are just falling apart 1 by 1. And that Odin spray, you never want to even cross that line, my friend. I know you want to go get the pre-fire on his head, but when you've got such fast bullets running in towards your direction, it's never a good decision to run straight into it and try to find the upper hand in terms of angles. And as a result, Weird put up another round, 5-1, and it's pretty dominant. We talked about a landslide being a possibility, and it looks like it's coming true, at least for the defenders for now, Cribs.
Exactly. And what's even funnier is that they let Onlyfriends walk into mid in the previous eco round, but this time they doubled up on their defenses. BO3 Esports have never played this aggressively towards Tree or towards B Link, but they do it in the buy round simply because they know exactly what Onlyfriends will try. It's kind of like they're deliberately feeding them the information just so that they can trap them later on. But for now, Onlyfriends go back to their good old reliable strategy of rushing into the A site. And they've done it without any casualties too. In fact, the moment I say casualties, Badlove falls and Knife Jester's Sheriff starts to sing. There are some shock darts to deny the plant, but it's going to be going down under generator, which means no utility can harm them. But the guns definitely can. BO3 Esports now starting to pick up all the frags. And even if they lose this round, I think Onlyfriends will be pretty satisfied because this was just a thrifty anyway. Deadly gets a stylish 4K, but eco frags anyway, so it doesn't impress us that much. But definitely the 6-1 scoreline will.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's customary that this round would go in their favor. They did lose 2 players, but... Oh my god, sorry, I choked on my own tongue. Excuse me, but I think that this round, like, you would expect them to win it, but the fact that they've done damage to your economy, I don't think it affects it that much, because look at Weird Esports economy, Crips. Everybody has got money. Pixels is up to 8.4 grand. That's basically max economy. Bad Love is up to 5.9. Rio is up to 5.6. Everybody's got money. So even though they lost 2 players, it's not gonna hurt them at all.
Yeah, but this A hit might just hurt them after all. This time there's 3 defenders towards the B side, 1 towards mid. Only 2 of them present over here on the A side. And the Hunter Fury gets committed. And it does tag Pixels. He wasn't even moving. It's almost like he was caught while trying to place down a star. And that's when the Hunter's Fury beam hit him. Instant kill. Weird. They do bring it back with Badlove's op coming into the picture. And this is the player he killed on high mid. So now there's no more backstabs coming in from the tree area. Weird Esports continuously over here. And that's how they're able to place down the lockdown as well. It's going to force the players of Onlyfriends to fight them. And the moment they walk out of the nebula, Weird Esports are ready. And there's a backstab too in the form of Badlove. It's going to catch anyone who's trying to fall back away from the lockdown. And the showstopper. Perfect.
Okay. Deadly. Beautiful showstopper. And knew exactly where the last 2 players were. And all they needed to do was hit mouse 1. Weird Esports are having a great showcase here. And they have even picked up the operator this round, just waiting for it. Okay, Rio, yo, you might want to fuse it. Oh my god, that's a little scary. That's a little scary. Fortunately, I think I know why Pixels was standing still, Crips. He's disconnected.
Unfortunately, this happens again. The only reason why the match was delayed in the first place was because Pixels disconnected.
Yeah, I mean, but it's okay. I guess it kind of happens.
Hey, but I have to tell you something though. Weird Esports, even though one of their players is not in the server and they're struggling with these connectivity issues, even though Pixels got picked off right at the beginning, there is a domino effect that took place. Like, let's take it from the top. Hunter's Fury committed, Pixels dies. Now, you have Storm with his ultimate available, and no Hunter's Fury on the other side, which means Storm can put the lockdown without the fear of it being broken. And here's how it works. You have Badlove. He pushed B, got all the way towards mid link, and killed the guy on top mid, which means none of the players of Onlyfriends can attack towards A tree. All of them will have to come in from A main.
Yep.
And because they have A tree in control, Storm and Deadly can place the lockdown over there and force the players of Onlyfriends to fall back towards A main. The moment they start moving towards A main, Badlove is there to kill one of them who moves in towards the A main area, and the other people who go towards Vinery get blown up to smithereens. It's like a domino effect. One thing takes place, and then it just sets off a chain reaction. And Weird Esports, this retake was so calculated. They forced Onlyfriends to give away the advantage and just basically forfeit the round. They forced mistakes out of them, and as a team in Gauntlet, if you can do that, if you can force errors out of your opponents, then you have the best ability in the whole wide world.
Okay, Weird. Pushing up towards B this time. It's gonna be successful. Badlove gets an easy kill. Looks for another, but it's gonna be Deadly to actually find two. His grenade and his shorty and his Vandal, all three sing. A utility kill, the secondary weapon kill, and the primary weapon kill. All three. How often do you see that happen in a single round? Deadly makes it work. Pixels gets the last one as soon as he comes back from being disconnected. Weird Esports, doesn't matter if they got a timeout, they still have the same momentum. And I really love that. You know, how often do you see that happen, huh? You get a Vandal kill, you know, that's your primary weapon. And then you get a utility kill with your grenade, and you get a shorty kill, which is, well, a secondary weapon not usually of the choice in this sort of situation, but it still gets a kill. I love it. It's like, you know, trifecta of three different kinds of kills. Trifecta of death.
Yeah, and what's even better is that every time Weird Esports have an inkling as to where Onlyfriends will go, they try to push them. let's say, for example, there was no presence towards A this time. All the players of Onlyfriends were headed towards B. What does Storm do? I'm sorry, what does Pixels do? Who pushes out of A main, goes towards top mid, and is ready to intercept anyone who's fallen back. Whenever they get the opportunity, they always push an area and take control of it. I love that from BO3 Esports.
Yeah, they're doing that pretty well.
Oh! Oh!
Kev.
Oh!
Beautiful shot, expecting that player to be there, but second time around, not gonna work out. Rio here's this player coming up towards mid, and he has an idea somebody could be in market. He's gonna confirm the bullet, and he gets one kill at least. He eats a bullet, down to 49 HP, but still surviving. Now he's gone down, but Pixels is here to the rescue. And Knives Jester trying to push up towards defender side spawn, all alone, completely being reckless, given that this round itself is basically to be thrown away, but still down to a 1v2 of all things. And Goran could actually make it work. He's flying up, and he's suddenly woken up here. Been quite a few runs since they required this, but Deadly's just too good. Knows exactly where he's gonna pop out from. He's gonna get the defuse. 9-1 now. Weird Esports. Well, as much as the connectivity problems have come in, Crips, on the server, they've looked as sharp and clean as ever they would have wanted to be.
Yeah. Really would have loved it if he did not defuse immediately and went to pick up the Odin instead first, then go for the defuse later on to have enough time.
Maybe. I mean, they can buy in a Odin, right? I mean, they've got enough money. 9 rounds.
9,000 bucks, man. Come on. Yeah, they can buy it.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
They can buy 2 Odins and just, you know, like, you know, when you're spraying down B main and you just, you know, one Odin gets over and the opponents think you're just gonna reload, you just pick up another and you spray down immediately after. I'd love that. That's
Double trouble.
so good.
You know how all these action movies like Rambo, they show the main character just walking around with a minigun like that, like it's nothing?
Yep.
Yeah. Imagine walking around with 2 miniguns.
Oh, look at
my
Deadly
God.
though.
Speaking
this
of
guy.
yeah, he already gets 2. Finally, HBS is able to get a nice wide swing onto him. But the lockdown's about to pop, and there is no Nebula available. Kev walks into his death because there's no cover. But still, BO3 Esports have the man advantage, and unfortunately, everything's just going wrong for Team Onlyfriends. HBS with the secondary consolation kill, make it a third. Barely any HP left. If he gets pushed right now, he's gonna die. And the shorty in the face. That's an insult and a half.
The first one actually, his own seeker saved him.
In the half.
Yeah,
Bad Love actually got that. Yeah, it was a shield for him, but the second, well, it had to connect. There was nothing else he could do. And now Weird are 10-1 up, and they are having the time of their lives on this map of Ascent. Oh boy, it's pretty much, you know, I genuinely did not expect this. I thought even though we could see a landslide victory, I thought, okay, you know what? These two are evenly and should be evenly matched teams. And maybe, you know, a 10-10 or 10-9 scoreline could come. It could still come up, by the way, if there's a comeback from the boys of Onlyfriends. But right now, the Hunter's Fury comes in from the defense, and it's not going to work for him, but it's going to work out for his teammates. Bad Love and Deadly find a kill lead, and the duelists are putting in so much work for this team. Knife Jester will get one return as the killjoy goes down, but Gorung, as much as that Guardian works, the one tap is not going to work when you're spraying all the bullets down, tap after tap. Knife Jester is the only one who's finding success so far. 2 kills, and the plan is going to go down as well. As HVS down to 77 HP is just going to get wall banged. And Knife Jester's left all alone in a 1v3. They don't know his position, so that could work out for him. One head goes. Second is not going to follow. It's going to be Deadly and Knife Jester, both with a 3K this round. But honestly, the side of Weird Esports have shown an amazing first half performance.
Yeah, they were in cruise control right from the
Switching
start.
sides.
Whenever they get an area for themselves, they push it, they take control of as much map as they can, and they basically corner Onlyfriends into this one little spot from where they have no option to back out. If that doesn't work, they chain their utilities together to create a plethora of ultimate kills. And it's not just the ultimates, even the regular utility is netting them so many frags. It's not even funny anymore how these guys are able to turn this game of Valorant into something like League of Legends, where they're just killing people with abilities. The whole nade plus gravity well combination that these guys have been doing at the start. Like, how cool is that? How often do you see that? Not very often. Definitely not in the pistol round 2. That's just the power of VO3 Esports. If this is the kind of performance they can put up, I'm really excited to see what they have in store for the rest of the Gauntlet season. But for now, it's their time to assault the A main area. A strategy that Onlyfriends used in their pistol round, but with a twist. They make noise towards A, but they're falling back now.
Now, the thing about that round so far, this round so far, has been that all Weird Esports did was make noise towards A main. And did you see how much utility was being put into it from the defense? It's just amazing. They just give up bullets, but still, Cruiser God will find one in return. All the utility does not go to waste. The rotation's been cut off at least in one turn. Pixels has been eliminated, so no more smokes available for the attack. And HVS comes on a much harder flank. Gets a couple of bullets connected. A flash goes in as well, but it's not going to work out. He needs to fall back. Kev finds one more. As Weird, they have the A side under control thanks to Bad Love. But the side of Onlyfriends are actually aware of this. Cruiser God gonna go down pretty easily to this boy. And one more kill coming the way off the side of Onlyfriends. 2 versus 4 now. Pretty much, I think it looks like a pistol round for Onlyfriends.
Revealing area.
This could have been a great round if Weird Battler was able to get more value out of that flank. And if it was the players of Weird, at least they're able to get the spike down, so they will have a little bit of money going into the next round. More could happen, and stylish frags all over the place. He dinks HVS too. Sorry, he dinks Knife Jester, my bad. But regardless of whatever happened, that was really stylish. And with this, at least Onlyfriends have a little lifeline going into the next round. They needed to win the pistol if they wanted to stay relevant in Ascent. And now that they have done that, let's see if they can hold up against the Force Buy from Weird Esports. They have Buckies in place. Maybe a few upgraded pistols, Spectres too. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Weird Esports want to end it right here and now.
Looks like it. Bought in Spectres. That Bucky's gone off though. On the attack, it usually isn't the greatest of weapons. On the defense, holding down angles, it can be pretty deadly. It's Spectres across the board for both these teams, except for one player on each. Cruiser God just spamming down some bullets with the Marshall. He's gonna find no value, but this alarm bot will. As Weird Esports are making huge strides towards B, and Bad Love is gonna be the first one to make some contact. Dashes away, spots Knife Jester, and now he's in trouble. He still finds a kill though. 20 HP, gets another spray, but it's not gonna get a kill. Weird are gonna take control of the B side, and they're gonna have the plan going down as well. As a retake comes in a matter of seconds, and a lot of aggression on the back of it.
Yeah, and all these players are trying to come in together. They're just waiting for Bad Luck to arrive from the other side. Kev, he's the one man who can stop this one as they try to filter in from Market. HBS drops down, immediately spray runs with the pixels. More to follow as the defenders are starting to win every fight. Gorong is able to pick one off through the smokes. Oh, this is ridiculously good from the side of Team Onlyfriends. Just somehow trying to keep themselves alive. They survived the force fire round against Weird Esports, and with that, they at least have guaranteed themselves 2 more rounds in this game.
Well, 11-3 is not, you know, considering all things, it is really far away from each other, but if you believe in it, it can be shortened up round after round, and that's only going to come on the back of a couple of wins. And good wins for that matter, where you build up your economy, don't really lose out as many players, you get a couple of flawless rounds if possible. But that's all going to end after this one, I believe. Because this round will definitely go, at least should definitely go to the side of Onlyfriends. And the one after this is going to be a test, because that's going to be a bonus that they're going to play on. Unless that, you know, there's going to be a couple of eco frags that force them to reinvest, and then they can probably play with the Vandals. For now, Bad Love to find a kill towards A short is actually going to eat a shock dart himself. And Pixel's down to 5 HP is okay. That man's not afraid of anything, clearly, because Kev is also on 5 HP. Both of these guys have transferred each other to 145 damage.
Yeah, that's what the Sheriff does. One ding to the head. If you're far away enough, you might just survive it. You're gonna have a bullet sticking out of it and a lot of internal hemorrhage, but at least you're still walking. Although like a zombie. Let's see if this guy actually commits towards the B side or not. They're just trying to gather as many ultimate points as possible so that they can make this one work. And even if they die over here, they'll just be that much closer to their ultimates. Still plenty of time on the clock. 30 seconds left. They're starting to make a move towards the A side right now. Everyone moving in from high mid towards A main.
30 seconds left.
Pixels is just deliberately making noise over here. Probably something like a weird 200 IQ head game. They force the players of Onlyfriends to not peek, but the recon dart is perfect. HVS and Cruiser God both are able to get shots through the smoke, and HVS now drops down into the side, ready to defend. Flashes pop, but Storm is already in the side, across the generator area. He does get one kill, but that's all she wrote for him.
Another round for Onlyfriends. They have put up a couple of good rounds here, winning out the force fight that came against them. And now they have to be a little careful. They are upgrading. 3 players have upgraded. We can see an operator on Kev and 2 rifles on HVS and Cruiser God. It's still much of a task for them. Oh, everybody's upgrading now. Okay, they're throwing away the Spectres. They know it's going to be a liability to keep them in their hands, and that's exactly why it's going to be a full buy. It's a commitment of the economy. They don't care about it. They need rounds right now. And to be honest, I wouldn't see any other way this being played out. Now, with Weird having their buy,
Scout destroyed.
B is not exactly an option for them, clearly. It looks like it. The only player there is holding off, and that's Storm. But Knife Jester actually finds Deadly towards A short, and here comes a hunter screwing with the attackers. Badla finds one thanks to that distraction. Knife Jester goes down, and Badla doesn't check the corner. Cruiser God finds the better of him. A common corner not being checked, and HVS, he's in a good position, and Storm's gonna give him his back.
Buried.
And Weird Esports are falling apart here, Quips.
Maybe Pixels can bring it back. Good entry for now. Turns it into a 2v3, but the bigger threat is up in the head.
Team Ace.
And down in hell they go as Team Onlyfriends start to claw their way back to victory. And this was a crucial win too. They keep most of their weaponry alive. They break the economy of Weird Esports, forcing them to go back down to Sheriffs, and they probably will sell back their Phantoms after they realize that can't be done. Buying themselves lifeline upon lifelines. But keep in mind that Onlyfriends have to do it each and every round. Weird Esports just need to win it once.
Now that there's another eco coming in for the side of Weird, it's gonna be another round that should be
Get out of my way.
99% guaranteed one for Onlyfriends, unless Bad Love has something to say about it. Dashes in with his knives. The A side completely clear, by the way. They've gambled upon this towards A short. They're gonna let this be a retake round. 5v5 gonna be coming in now, ladies and gentlemen, as the plan should be going down any second. Information has been gathered, and they're gonna be activating upon it the Killjoy ultimate. And here we go. How exactly are Knife Jester and Go gonna work this? Knife Jester actually gets 2. He doesn't care that the lockdown's there. He finds 2 kills, and he's done his job for his
One
team.
enemy remaining.
Okay. I mean, this was never supposed to be their round anyway. The fact that they're able to get the spike down at least makes sure that they have a 200 credit bonus going in the next round. This will make sure that they have the additional utility that they require alongside their weaponry to make this successful. But so far, I have noticed one trend that Weird Esports try to go for a lot more rotations as compared to Onlyfriends. Like, Onlyfriends consisted of A rushes and B rushes so many times, but then Weird Esports, they make noise towards A, go back B, then make noise over there, come back A, and they keep on shuttling back and forth. They do it a lot more than Onlyfriends did. But somehow, even after attempting all these mind games, it's not working in their favor, because by the time they rotate into another site, they are getting caught while making that transition. And if they can somehow stop losing players in the middle of rotations, make it cleaner and swifter, then I think their chances of winning increase significantly. HVS borrowing a page out of the books of Weird Esports. He pushes the area where he doesn't see any resistance, but he does spot one towards the end. So that's going to be his cue to back away from there. And that was the spike too. So they know that the spike is not going to be coming towards B. They can start to stack towards the A side right now. This will be good. The only problem is that Bad Love is all the way in towards mid, and he can cut off the rotations for the side of Team Onlyfriends. You have a defender in attacker spawn. You have an attacker just next to defender spawn. What is going on? These guys have literally switched roles. You have HVS on the attack spawn and then Batlov holding right over here. Both of them can be incredible backstab, but Cruiser shoots down Batlov through the walls, never even reveals himself, just plants one bullet in his face through the bricks, and that's what he's looking for. HVS, his backstab is successful, unlike Batlov, and the Hunters really might just stop the people from falling back too. Oh, now they gotta fall back. Now they have to do it. The lockdown is in place. Only winery is available. The other two people realize that they can't stay on A main, so the last two attackers are just starting to take positions outside of tree, and they need to move inside right now because John is basically a dead man waiting to fall. They try to come in from tree, and Gorang protects the diffuser. Onlyfriends, they are starting to string together rounds, and now they are the ones who haven't lost a single round in this half so far.
This is getting a little scary, honestly, for Weird Esports. After that brilliant first half, it just goes to show, Crips, that Ascent is probably as defender-sided as it gets. Because if you can make 11 to 1.5 go against yourself when the opponent comes onto defense, you can see it right now, 11 to 7. And another force buy from Weird. They've got Spectres across 3 of their players, and they're desperate at this point for that match point. They want to go for it. Just moving in towards A. Gathering information. They actually don't spot out the player in generator. Batlov could be in trouble, and he will. Knife Jester. His perfect positioning helps out. But Deadly's going to find him with the ultimate. The Showstopper going to nullify him. So 4v4 has been established. No ultimates available except for the only one on the defense, that is the Cosmic Divide. That could be useful. They decide to go for it. These shock darts are not going to connect to anybody.
Yeah.
As Weird have been put in a weird spot where they have to push this round out for a win somehow.
Cruiser God's shock darts have not yielded them anything because he always shock darts at the edge of generator, which is the default planting position, but that's not where the plant is. It's planted directly under hell. It can be defended from A main, but not with that Cosmic Divide online. Weird Esports are going to be forced to fight outside of A main, and as soon as they try to move out, they're going to be shot down by HVS. The 2 remaining players under hell have a horde to fight off, and they can't do anything. The adjustments made from these guys are amazing. Cruiser always making sure that the shock darts land on the edge of generator means Weird Esports have to go for those weird planting positions, which does kind of make it a little awkward for them to defend later on in the post plant. And it should have been possible. The plant was in a position where it can be defended from A main, but the moment that Cosmic Divide is put up, it basically divides the players of Weird Esports. The 2 people in hell have no backup. The 2 people in A main are forced to come out having no information about where their enemies are, and at that point, even if they wide swing, they won't be able to get those frags.
Yeah, that is just unfortunate at this point. And another eco comes in, which confirms the round gap from 10 to 2, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. A 10-round lead they had, which has now been cut down to 3, and potentially it's going to be cut down to 2 after this round goes into the favor of Onlyfriends. Looks like it could be Deadly. Needs to make this work. The Sheriff needs to work. Kev is around the corner still, and he will cause damage in a couple of seconds. He spots out one, does not get the connect. VS for support, but Kev finally connects it. Weird are falling one man after the other, and they're scared at this point to go towards that B main, where they've got this deadly duo of Jet and Sky waiting for them. Batlov gonna be the only one to find a kill, a no scope with that Marshall. That uncommon. Picks up the better weapon now and moves in towards mid, but he's given away a lot of sound cues. He's in danger for sure. People are gonna be circling around him, but for now, Deadly's playing with his food. He's just jiggling around, thinking that, you know, Kev might just give a fake shot and get caught off guard.
Keep in mind, every time Batlov has tried to go towards mid, his flank has failed. Yes. Every time Cruiser God is able to intercept him, and this time it's not even a secret. They're trying to move in where Kev is already in position. There's also HVS just around the corner in case Kev misses, and they don't. They don't miss a single shot.
They might have lost 2 players, but it doesn't matter. They've won 8 rounds in a row, by the way. 8 rounds is a lot of rounds to consider the fact that you have a comeback coming in, and it looks very likely at this point. What exactly is going to happen further on from this point is only for Weird Esports to dictate. Because they've got a lot of things at stake here. Losing from 11 to 1 is something that honestly is a little embarrassing.
Okay, this could be interesting now. Dog sent forward. Nobody found, so that gives Kev more confidence to peek. But the turret revealed his position. Now holding a weird off angle, prepared for a wide peek. They need a flash to make this one work. The Nanostorm grenade does not force him back. In fact, he wanted to go even further. And eventually, after taking a little bit more damage, he finally gets back. Weird Esports, they do get the opening pick in the form of Raze, opening up things for them. But then the Jet is already in the site. And she's found out that there's nobody else towards this area. Knife Jester, he tries to stop the people from filtering in, but the attackers will be able to take control of it nonetheless. It's gonna be a 4v4 retake, unless they can deny the plant somehow. Badlove can get an advantage for them right off the bat, but the plant won't be allowed. The Hunter's Fury stopping it from happening. It still goes down, but at the cost of 2 of the teammates' lives. That's a very expensive plant, and now they can do absolutely nothing. They just need to make sure that they are holding on to it. The Hunter's Fury does buy them a little bit more time, and maybe this is the kind of ultimate frags that BO3 Esports needed. They have been able to pick up a lot of utility frags in the first half, but it was kind of lacking in the second one. Now that they are finally able to make it work, it seems like they will be getting to match point.
After 8 rounds of constant disarray in the attack, finally something works out for Weird Esports, as this is literally all they needed from the pistol round, right? They would, if they had gotten the pistol, I think this would have been all done and dusted. Match point has been awaited for so long by this team, and this could have been maybe a 13-1 scoreline, if not anything else. But it's come down to 12-9, and it is what it is now. And we can see that even though there is still a buy available for the side of Onlyfriends, they are now playing for survival. They need to fight out every single round until the teeth are broken down so that they can get a chance at winning Ascent.
Very crucial position for Kev. And they're throwing in so much utility just to keep their attention diverted towards A main, hoping that Kev's position will go unnoticed. But Badlove, the other Jet on the side, the other Opera on the side, knows exactly what's happening. And he's prepared for it. Jet versus Jet, Op versus Off, you name it, and Badlove has it.
Get out of my way.
And now that they have the spec, they can safely fall back too. They don't need to hang around here anymore. Keep in mind that they have the Killjoy just outside of B-Link and one player just on top mid who's starting to make his way over here. Storm was just holding that area in case Onlyfriends push. And Onlyfriends have been pushing B main quite often. They don't do it this time around because they were trying to make a play towards A. But that's not something that Weird Esports are aware about. For them, this is just another cookie cutter round where Onlyfriends will try to have as much control as possible. But they're waiting for too long. They're waiting until the 30-second mark. They're going to have wait 10 more seconds for the lockdown to actually pop, which means in the remaining 20 seconds when they try to move in towards the site to plant, this will be a little iffy. Luckily for them, these players are not contesting. HBS now starts to move in after the lockdown has been popped, but he can't fall back. No backup available because the Nanostorm grenade stops it from happening. Once again, that same plant under heaven. We saw this 3 rounds ago, but will it be possible to make this one work this time around? Luckily, Onlyfriends don't have that Cosmic Divide available, which means the defense is much stronger for them. Weird Esports, they're waiting. They don't want to give away anything. They're just hoping that they don't pick up any of these frags for free, and the crossfires work. It does tread frags back and forth. And that's pretty much all she wrote for them. Weird Esports are the winners of this game. It was a little rough. Could have been cleaner. They've seen better times, but hey, a win is still a win. Now, whether it's 11-1 or whether it's 13-9.
Yeah, that I gotta agree with, but it was dragged out a little too much, I believe. I think this could have been a much simpler game for the side of Weird Esports if they had just, you know, probably not gone in for that second round force buy. I think that's where it kind of dismantled for them because they force bought into it, and even after the round after that, their attack was just one by one. They gave away fights like that was not supposed to go away, to be honest. Knife Jester was causing a lot of damage to them. when he was playing on the A side. Sometimes he just went undetected in that, next to that generator position. Sometimes he didn't really find, they didn't find, the right time to put in the Hunter's Fury because they would think they could put it down now. And then there came the Killjoy ultimate on the response for it after it's gone down to Hunter's Fury. So there was a lot of variables to be considered, but Onlyfriends, to be honest, gave a good fight. They brought it back to 9 rounds. That is considerably amazing given that they were 11-1 down. So, great try by them, but it was just 2 rounds that the side of Weird Esports needed, and they pushed through right when it mattered the most.
Yeah, they pushed where it mattered the most. What I love even more from the side of Weird Esports is how they're able to chain their utility together to just gather up momentum and keep getting frags without even showing their faces. Sometimes the Nanostorm grenades were able to pick up all these kills, and if not kills, at least delay the rotation long enough for their teammates to pick up good post-plant positions. And most of the time, their post-plant positions were good. I have to appreciate Onlyfriends in this aspect because they were able to get rid of those setups. They were able to break those crossfires and outmuscle Weird Esports after forcing errors out of them. But speaking of forcing errors, I do think Weird Esports was a little better in that aspect because in the first half, the way Onlyfriends were able to the way Weird Esports was able to force Onlyfriends to give away their advantages so often, it just goes to show how experienced they are at making the enemy do what they want them to do.
Yeah, that is true. They kind of just dictated the pace of the game throughout. And it kind of went back and forth, to be honest. In the first half, Weird Esports looked like they, a landslide victory was coming in, but it just turned around. It's like, somehow Onlyfriends found the equipment they needed to climb the mountain, and they used it to the best of their abilities. At least as far as they did really well, I believe. Rounds where we could see total coordination, that B main pushes that came in from, I believe, Kev and HVS were just really good. They pushed in the operator, and the flash combo was pretty great. And they had control of B main pretty much almost throughout the second half, to be honest. A couple of rounds only where, Weird Esports were able to fight it off. And the rest of the time, it was just a show of Onlyfriends towards B main. But hey, the rest of it, it was just about Weird Esports putting up that match point. That is all they needed. They pushed so hard for it. And once they got it, the confidence was restored. Because, when you're 11-1 up and you constantly start losing rounds like they did, your confidence clearly takes a bit of a hit, right? And you don't really feel like, okay, guys, we got 11-1. It's just simple maths now. We just add 2 more rounds and we're done. But it kind of got a lot more difficult. There was a quadratic equation in front of them that they just could not solve. And by the time it took it, they required a tutor. And, basically it took them a bit of time. Okay, that's all I mean. It's a mad joke, come on.
Mad jokes make me mad. You know that already. They make me want to clench my head and I'm like, why am I having to go through this again?
I mean, hey, fair
dealt with
enough.
this shit in school. I'm done over here. I took up a career in esports so that I never have to deal with education again. But
hey, to be honest, we do see math in terms of kills. So
yeah, but that's easy. That's basic arithmetic. Quadratic equations and all that shit.
I'll take the hit. I'll take that hit. I'm not gonna make any more of the jokes. But right now, what would be a serious matter is to see whether or not Onlyfriends can make a comeback like they did happen in this map, but only to finish off till the end game, because we've got another map coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and that's gonna be a little more of an intense one, I believe, because it is Haven. And Haven is always a really interesting matter, no matter which team is playing, just because of the way the map is. 3 sites, completely different styles of play by both of these teams that we've seen so far. What's going to happen on Haven? We're just going to have to find out as me and Crips. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with our snacks and Red Bulls, which you too should, by scanning the QR code and get the Red Bulls for yourselves or energize yourself, as we are going to see whether or not Weird Esports are going to 2-0 this thing, or Onlyfriends gonna drag us to a map number 3. You are watching the Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Ballistix and Crucial. We're gonna be back in just a bit.
from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial Ballistix.
Welcome back to LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3 powered by Ballistix and Crucial. We are watching Onlyfriends versus Weird Esports. Now, I know these are weird names, but the match has been equally weird. We saw Ascent where Weird Esports took an 11-1 lead, but somehow Onlyfriends were able to make a comeback and get it to 9 points. Now, unfortunately, they couldn't close out the game, but considering that they were trailing 11-1, the amount of mental fortitude required by Onlyfriends to make a comeback like this itself is pretty impressive. And I think they should be able to bring this momentum into Haven as well.
Yeah, they should be looking to at least. I mean, momentum is a really important thing in this game, and I think that once you're on a roll, it does help you until there's, you know, a slight bit of a hump that comes in. You know, it's always the obstacles that you need to keep crossing, because every time there's a team that is working against another team's momentum, they try to throw something weird into the mix. They try to make something, you know, different happen. They just, you know, give an all-out rush, or they just hold on until the last 20 seconds or something. Anything could happen. But right now, as we move to the agent selection screen, we're going to leave the speculation of the match for later, as we've got Badlove yet again with that Jet, Pixels with his Astra. It looks like it's going to be pretty much the same composition, unless Storm goes for something different. Deadly is looking to lock in that Raze yet again. As on the other side of things, we've got, again, the same lineup, except the fact that Garang is going to go this time for the Sage.
All right, that's pretty interesting. I don't understand why he picked up the Sage over here. He doesn't usually play that. A
Choose
Sky would
your
have been
agent.
great, because then you can assist your Jet and get more information too. So a double initiator setup would have been nice in Haven, but they go for a double Sentinel instead. On the other hand, the only difference is that Storm has picked up the Cypher instead of the Killjoy, and the double duelist setup still remains on the side of Weird Esports.
Yeah, that is a similar lineup, except for the fact that they just swapped out a Killjoy for a Cypher in this map, right? Storm is not playing the Killjoy. That's the only difference in their lineup. It still has, you know, a hardcore Sentinel, so to be honest, it's just a little bit of a difference in terms of Cypher and Killjoy. Is the flexibility of the range that they can play in. They can, you know, Cypher can leave his tripwires and go literally anywhere on the map and not have to worry about not having information, whereas Killjoy leaves the range of her turret and an alarm bot. She's practically just on her own, playing on her aim. So yeah, let's see how it all works out. We're gonna have a interesting matchup on Haven. It should be something that we need to consider, you know, in terms of what exactly we see, you know, Onlyfriends as, and what we see Weird Esports as, because this is their first venture into this. And as we start the pistol, it's gonna be fireworks straight up across in the first few seconds. Cruiser God and Deadly both find kills each, as there is a lot of fights going on towards the mid-region. Weird Esports are holding off the defense. The B side is being attracted by a lot of Onlyfriends players, and now they fall back immediately, to be honest. As, oh, look at this Cruiser God. He expects this push to come in from Storm, and Storm is in a good position. They spot him out. He needs to run away over here if he just wants to keep his team alive in this situation, but Weird have pushed up another player towards A, and he's gonna give up his life as another player falls. It's gonna be 3 versus 4, and Onlyfriends look like they want to rush in away without any sort of delays, but Deadly's here to stop him. Again, another rotation comes back. They're faking it yet again, and I think Storm's heard this. He's got his camera and 2 cages set up over here, and he dinks down HVS as well. HVS needs to be careful. He's tagged down as well. This man's getting a little annoyed at this point with the Cypher Fanatics here. As the site has been taken control of, but it's still a retake where I think it is favorable for the defenders. Hey, Cruiser finds a flying Deadly, taken out in the air, and HVS and Garang find one each as well, as a round that, honestly, the retake, I don't even know how it was executed.
Whew. Pretty interesting round for the first one. It was pretty back and forth, and for a second I thought that Onlyfriends will not be able to win this one. But then VALOR kind of dug themselves a grave and they started to fall into it. Let's see if they're able to bring it back though. They have a Marshall on BALOR, which means I'm expecting this guy to play aggressively towards a short. If not, then maybe a long as well. He's got a lot of people to back him up. 3-man stack on the A side, whereas C is completely empty. No Cypher utility there either.
Yeah, I mean, it is an eco, so they're gambling on this B and A stack up. Except the one thing is that they have a really passive setup on C. That is even through Garage, where, you know, Pixels is the one watching it. But he's getting focused here. He's getting sprayed down here. Survives somehow. Is away, but yeah, this round I think it's pretty much what I would expect to go in the favor of Onlyfriends.
Still taking their sweet time. Onlyfriends realize that Esports could go for a gamble stack, and they don't want to walk into a trap. So that's why they're taking their sweet time to explore every avenue possible and then hedge their bets in the best way possible. And for now, they're making all the right bets. They're heading towards the A side, and if they're able to get here in time, they will find only 2 people over here, but the third person does arrive. Trades go back and forth, but still, it's not all lost. Take a look at the positioning of Pixels. He's all the way in the attacker spawn, so he is on a massive backstab. And there's no Killjoy utility to catch that backstab either. Now the Killjoy is dead. Burst shot by Deadly. This retake, it's not looking possible, but it is looking a little stronger. They can at least cause some atomic damage and make sure that Esports don't have anything to carry forward in the bonus round. Gorang has to step up. Although Pixels is barely surviving. He's got nothing left, no HP. And yeah, this was actually a decent eco round from the side of Esports. They forced 3 weapons out of the hands of Onlyfriends, and now they're going to have to choose whether they go for Phantom and Light Armor, or whether they go for Spectre and Heavy Armor once again.
Yeah, it's really good that they got 3 weapons dropped, and they are going in for 2 Spectres, which have been saved, by the way. The rest of them are actually forced in, so reinvestment costs are high in this round. And if they lose this one out, it's going to be really weird economy for the entire team. 2 of them will have weapons and money. The other 3 won't. Right now, testing the waters here. Weird has spotted out 1 player. That was HVS jumping around towards C as they take control of Garage now. Onlyfriends. What's going to happen here?
Oh, instant frag by Kev. No trading. That's pretty interesting how, even though Kev went in all by himself, the fact that he did not have a good trading position was not punished. And HVS also picks off BALOR? Are you serious right now with the Spectre at that range? What was Deadly doing? He's supposed to cover him. But Deadly was busy looking towards Garage instead. Alright, also picks up Storm. Everyone on the side of Esports just keeps on getting picked off one by one. 3 mistakes, no trades. And Onlyfriends have a massive advantage now. They can go wherever they want, do whatever they want.
Yeah, the plan's gonna go down at B. It looks like almost a flawless round incoming for the attackers at this point. Unless they can find Knife Jester, who's down less than 20 HP. But he will be healed within less than 5 seconds now by Garang. But yeah, this round's pretty much done. There's a Cruiser. So holding down the back line. Deadly though. He actually finds 2.
Whoa.
Going on the hunt over here costs them, as they're gonna have to reinvest yet again. Rio's position has been given away, and Knife Jester is aware of this. 5 HP. He knows better than to peek that angle. He's just gonna let him live. As Cruiser is coming in from the A side to find this kill. He might just, but he's got no idea where he could be. Needs to check this cubby corner. Nah, he's not going to. No kills given. It's gonna be the end of the round. Number 3 on the board, as Onlyfriends have got the momentum in their hands now, and a pretty great start so far.
This was a round where they could have broken the Onlyfriends momentum, economic momentum at least, but Weird Esports failed to do that. They just ended up giving away their kills for free, did not trade. Easy way for Onlyfriends to bring back everything that they lost in the bonus round.
Yeah. By the way, mind you, this is Weird Esports' map pick. So they did win out their opponents, and if they pick this one, get this one taken away from them, it's gonna be the same story that we've been seeing even through the playoffs of the Tec Gauntlet Season 2. Pretty much the same customary thing that was happening for now. They've got one kill. Badlov actually finds another, and this MI of sorts could work out for them. Sheriff's bought across around 2 rifles. Looks pretty deadly. They've already taken out 2 players. This is a little dangerous now, Crips, isn't it? Because if they lose one more player, I'd say this would be a clean, thrifty round.
Could it be though? They've got 2 kills. And it's just the Sheriff singing. Keep in mind that only the Sheriffs have gotten all these kills so far. The Phantoms and Vandals haven't even been revealed. I mean, Beauty Esports had a chance to break the economic momentum of Onlyfriends in the previous round. But if they do it in this one, this will be even more disastrous.
Yeah, now they're going towards C, where it is actually completely empty. There's this one camera that's keeping an eye on that site. But that is also placed in garage, so they're not going to have a bird's eye view of them coming into that corridor. But they're banking upon playing the retake in this site, which I think is a good idea given that they still have 5 players alive. And now they spotted out. Now they know the jig's up. 13 seconds left. It's definitely going to be C. Every player's been spotted out here. The spike goes down, and here comes the 5v3 retake. Make that 5v2 deadly with the showstopper. Make that one more deadly. Brace down every bit of the side of Onlyfriends left, and the plant doesn't even go down, so that's even more of a bonus.
Only frags coming out for Deadly. Subscribe for premium content and cool Valorant clips.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything on the back of that. I'm just gonna let that be. Just because I don't want to touch it.
You have the audacity to crack stupid math jokes, but then I can't do any of this.
Hey, I didn't say.
Fine,
I didn't. No, I never said it's a bad. I said it's a great joke. I just said I'm not gonna touch it because well,
it's too risky.
Know. Yeah, it's a little too. We gotta be a little bit,
Understandable.
Yeah, have a nice day. But for now, I think the nice day has just been interrupted for Onlyfriends, as they have got a round that was taken away pretty cleanly by the hands of a couple of sheriffs at the most, and a showstopper and a spray down from Deadly. But to be honest, you can look at this as a round where Weird actually show what their mechanical skill with just pure aim looks like, right? They're pretty good with their sheriffs. They're pretty good with the way that they set themselves up. They left the C side completely untouched. Only the back of a camera that was looking at somebody entering the side. And then the retake came in, and it was absolutely beautiful, by the way.
Let's see if it's beautiful once again, because these teams are going to be on a buy-down after such a long time. Almost everyone on the same footing. You have Rio with only a classic and heavy armor. Now he just bought a Vandal. On the side of Onlyfriends, they're struggling a little with the economy. They have a Spectre and a Ghost. Kev just got that ultimate orb to pop open his Blade Storm. So it's going to be a equalish buy of sorts. The only difference is that HPS doesn't have a premium weapon, which is fine. He can still run and gun around. And given that he's the Astra, if he can make people vulnerable with his gravity belt, the Spectre should be enough. But they've lost control of Garage for now. The Nebula is about to fade any second, and Battler will be facing too many people at the same time. If he's not prepared for it, then he's going to be dead instantly, because keep in mind, Battler has no training potential over here whatsoever. He can't even dash back to complete safety.
Oh yeah, he doesn't even know that Kev's right under him, and this could be dangerous! Kev finds the kill! Bad Love fails to check the corner, does not really expect anybody seeing nobody in garage, but Dudley will find a kill though. He's taking out Garang. But look at where Kev is. Nobody even expects what? And look at this. Pixels is just sitting in his yoga position and he gets taken out. Kev is causing so much damage. And he even is still safe even though the recon detects him out. Kev has blown this round
30
open
seconds left.
with just
One
one
enemy
kill.
way.
I don't
Spike
believe
planted.
this, man. This is... How? Okay. We saw Bad Love dying to his hands. Bad Love, I'm pretty sure called it out, right? And even if he didn't call it out, I'm pretty sure his teammates saw it on the map. But everybody just walked in thinking of no possibility of him being towards their side of the spawn, towards C-Link. And then Pixels is still sitting inside that smoke, you know, with his yoga position, his stars being placed down. It's just a series of unfortunate events.
I think the reason why Pixel was inside the smoke is because he thought nobody from the C site will dare enter that nebula. Why would they, right? They've taken control of the site. They don't need to push in towards the defender entrance. So he thought nobody will push him from the C site. But he forgot that you can still get pushed from the garage side, from the opposite end of where you think you will be safe. And he thought that his teammate Sova in the form of Rio will be able to keep him safe, but Rio was a little late to the action, and that's how Pixels died. And Kev was able to get away with all those frags for free. A little miscommunication from the side of Weird costs them this round, and this is such a crucial loss too, because they just won the round before it. If they were able to string 2 rounds together, then they would have successfully broken Onlyfriends' economy, but now they can't. And I feel like I'm on a broken record. I keep on saying that they had the opportunity to break the Onlyfriends' economy, but then they missed these opportunities so many times, man. And these opportunities don't come by every now and then. They're very rare. And you gotta strike the metal when the iron's hot.
It's true. HVS ridding the waters yet again towards that C-long position as the rest of his team is finding avenues to work around towards B and A. Haven't really pushed up anywhere yet. But the knives from the side of Badler are being wasted. Not much damage that he's given anybody. But he's eating a lot of damage himself. He's on top of the contraption on B. And he could find one kill. He will! But it's just going to be a 1-to-1 trade. But that even is going to be nullified as Garang brings back his trusty Sova.
And everyone covers them, so they can't even refrag the person who was just revived. They've lost the one player who can take high ground, but that the Satchel of the Ray is obviously not as
30
potent
seconds
when
left.
it comes to taking all those frags in weird places. But at this point, Onlyfriends are starting to gravitate towards the C side, and Weird Esports seem to know exactly what's happening. He gets caught in a gravity well. They need to frag him right now. Deadly is super vulnerable, but he still gets a kill, gets shot down through the walls. Very little time remaining. If Rio can just do the shock that's to deny the flood, he will be able to win. But Knife Jester from the B side is able to take him down, and he never expected someone to hunt him down from the other side of where the fight's happening.
Too much chaos, too much gunfire that the side of Weird Esports just could not handle. I don't know how they're falling away over here on Haven, which by the way is their map pick. And the only person that's actually make a difference on their side is only Deadly. Look at that, he's the only one who's up to double kills on the server. And still, his team's just got 1 round. And that too, on the back of him getting that 4K spray. 11 kills for him. The next one in turn is Badlow with 2. The next 3 together add up to 2. Pixels, he might find 1, and that's a good thing. Looks like the sheriffs are working better for them than the rifles, huh?
It's a weird thing to happen, but hey, that's
They are
in the
named
name.
Weird Esports. Yeah, exactly.
At least they have a man advantage right now, and the person that they killed is HVS, the one person who can set up a little bit of safe passage for the team by using the Nebulas to cover them. So now they're gonna have to go in raw. They don't even have a flasher. All they have is one agent who can gather some information with the recon dots and the drones, but what will they do with this? If they try to move into garage, they'll have to go without smoking off the window. If they try to move into the C side, they have to do it without the smoke on the defender entrance. And a crossfire between Pixels and Storm. It's gonna be potent as hell. One with the Sheriff, one with the Shorty. Only 1 kill does come out of it, so it's still a 3v3. But the hard part isn't over yet. The retake, how will they hold it off? They don't have a Killjoy, and now they've lost Bad Love. at least they're starting to bring it back together. Here Esports can take down Cruiser. They know his position, but is that going to be enough? Cruiser
One
does
enemy
deadly
remaining.
jump down, and he takes his sweet time to execute him.
No one.
What Onlyfriends, I'm sorry, what Weird Esports did to Onlyfriends in the first half of Ascent is what they are doing to them now.
Yeah.
6-1.
Yeah,
Do you think
exactly.
it will go up all the way to 11-1?
Maybe. You never know how it could go down. Maybe they just want to feed them the same medicine that they found bitter eating the first half of Ascent. For now, it looks like we're on track for it. And the side of Weird Esports somehow, I don't know what exactly it is, but their defense is falling apart one by one. They have an operator right now on the hands of BO3, which could prove to be the one avenue that they could use to find maybe a second round. But he's got nobody to look at towards A, and he needs to run immediately around. And he's going towards C actually, but what he doesn't know is that it's the B side that's actually being attacked.
You want to find it?
Storm is the one around over here. He's got his utility base down. Deadly's back aside, and he's the only one who's actually doing work so far. Another showstopper, another kill. And this guy is not letting his team down whatsoever. A third for him from the round. He's looking for more
Last player
every
standing.
single minute.
Spike
Pixels
down
is
mid.
going to help him out
Flawless.
as Pixels gets a 2K for himself. And finally, Weird Esports have something working their way.
Deadly use that enemy Cosmic Divide against him. They put it down so that they will never have to fight anyone in the B side, and they could plant it, safely get back down towards mid. But Deadly takes matters into his own hands. The moment one of the players of Onlyfriends overextended, he got the kill, Showstopper online, and it leaps out. There was a Nebula placed as well, so the moment anyone tries to come through it, Deadly can get the kill onto them as well. That's exactly how the cookie crumbles. That's how the playstyle of Weird Esports is like. You give them an inch and they'll take a mile off your hands. So you
Alright,
better
it's
not give them
working.
anything to work with.
Yeah. There is still a buy available, and I think even after this round, there's still going to be another buy available for Onlyfriends. The camera's been spotted out, and for good measure too. Storm, he's been struggling to find some success in terms of kills, but Rio's not going to find any
Spike
trouble.
down mid.
He gets a tag as well, and Cruiser goes down to 70 HP. Deadly's been very deadly so far in this map of Haven, as he's controlling the pace of his
enemy
team.
remaining.
Pixels and BO3 find one each yet again, and it's gonna be Knife Jester left alone. Now 1v5, and now he's gonna be spotted out and taken out as well. A flawless round comes in, and finally Weird Esports have their footing on the ground.
Weird Esports starting to fight a lot more aggressively against Onlyfriends over here. They pick up all these battles towards Garage and B. They basically force the issue in that direction. And as long as they're able to get these kills on B and Garage, the whole concept of Onlyfriends being able to rotate to other sides will become irrelevant. They need to be able to keep doing this now, because the moment I say that they're starting to pick up more fights towards B, they decide to abandon that place entirely. They've just placed their trap fires and one Astro Shot over there. They're choosing to focus on C and A instead. Battle of all the way up close and personal. He destroys Kev, even though he dashed over to the other side. And he's still holding that angle, waiting for someone to cross. If he missed the shot, Deadly will make sure that they can't get away with it. And 2 frags for this team instantly. More to follow because Knife Jester's been revealed and the shock darts deal plenty of damage. Deadly making sure that he can't cross over back to safety, but Knife with the jiggle peek and the taps. Perfect. Storm takes this opportunity to rush all the way down to his C site, and even though he falls back, it's going to keep Onlyfriends a little concerned about his position. So they're going to be very, very careful as they try to approach B now. And very slow too. They're going to have to be extra careful to clear all the angles. And if they can't do it, well, then they'll start to run out of time, which is exactly what which is exactly what Weird Esports want.
Look at this tripwire. Knife Jester can't even crawl past that to get into enemy lines. He has to move in towards C with Garage, but look at Pixels. He's getting closer in, and he jumps down from that window. He's going to find the Killjoy, but it's
30
all up to
seconds
Storm
left.
now.
Cage triggered.
Spots out 2. Spot as well, and he's going to get his first kill finally. Second, no. Goring's going to take him down. 2v2 established by the attackers. They're not letting this go any time now. As the plant will go down, Bad Luck tries to sneakily get past that smoke, but he's not gonna find the kill. And Rio! How do you miss that? HVS was not even looking in this direction. The trigger discipline kills him. And now it's suddenly become a 2v2 to a 3v1. And no hope for Bad Luck to win this one out, especially with the weapon that he's holding.
He gets 2 kills, he's gonna have his dash back available. But time is running out. And they also have a nanoswarm grenade on top of it. So there's basically nothing that Bad Luck can do in this situation except maybe save that operator. Nobody's speaking him too. The discipline is strong from the side of Onlyfriends.
Yeah, they don't want to lose any weapons just because, you know, they just revived the player. So losing one would obviously not make sense because clearly they need to save all of their weapons, even though they have economy on 3 players. Still alright to save the weapon. It's always better. And now they've got a 7th on the board, so the half at least has been secured in their favor to a base minimum of 7-5, if at all that comes to place. Because Weird have a buy again, and they're happy with it. Look at their economy though. Somehow that lost bonus is working out so well for them. They've got minimum 2.5 grand on everybody, and it's only rising above from there, and that's really great, to be honest. They can afford to buy in the next round and the one after that, but I think they want to win it and afford it rather than lose and afford it.
A hit coming in from the side of Onlyfriends. They make the crossing. No AWP available this time around, so they can move ahead into the A side without the fear of death. Bad Luck will rotate towards the site, and he's going to take up position just behind the site. And now this could start to get a little problematic. They're going to do a bait switch. If Bad Luck gets tagged, his teammate Deadly will start to chime in. Oh my goodness, the nade, it kills the lockdown and the killjoy. The Hunter's Fury does tag them, but it doesn't net them any kills, so there's still a massive disadvantage. And now with the spike down, Bad Luck can get even more things done. Crucial got finally able to shut him down as he's getting sucked inside, but Kev runs and cuts. Storm to finally bring him back into a 1v1. Oh, this is so sweaty. This has gone way too wrong. Onlyfriends were supposed to have it in the back, but Deadly and Bad Luck made it work. They make it doable and winnable. The Cypher has tripwires placed on the B and the garage entrances, which means he can only stay here and not worry about any other place.
30 seconds
He
left.
knows that the spike was dropped towards a shot, but he is not keen on looking in that angle at all. If HBS tries to plant A, he'll find out. If he goes anywhere else, he'll still find out. And HBS now, instead of going for the plant, he's going for the hunt. This is completely unexpected, except he doesn't know which angle Storm is holding, and now he sees the gun battle, and Storm is prepared.
Beautiful. The presence of mind. He knew that even if the plant goes down, he's going to be okay with it, because he's got a utility placed on every single part of the map except for A. And that hold of the angle was just amazing. He knew that he just has to play for the post plan. He doesn't really care about, you know, not getting the spike, not plan it, or whatever it is, because the man had nerves of steel. It doesn't matter that he, you know, started fragging out a little late. Still made his work cut out. And it's gonna be weird with another, as they are putting the pressure in now. And look at Odin coming in, and Bad Luck! Another beautiful shot from him, and it actually tags on Cruiser got on the back of it, I believe.
Yeah, but the other dead also dashes in Kev all the way deep inside enemy lines. Deadly will stop him, obviously, because this was a little too overzealous from his side. But while Kev dies in B Link, look who's in the back of B. It's the Killjoy, and now she's been tagged. Knife Jester shoots him down. All these aggressive plays from the side of Onlyfriends not working out in their favor. It seems like the good old hold and played slow strategy was better for the side of Onlyfriends, but hey, I think it should be okay. Going into this half, they will still have the advantage.
Last
That's
player
it.
standing.
Bye-bye. Deadly getting all these utility kills. Sometimes it's late, sometimes it's the showstopper. Finally, HBS stops him, but not before he eats another bullet to the head. 43 HP, barely anything. And Bad Luck, even though he himself is on 43 HP, a shot through the wall, but the operator is much stronger.
Clearly,
Switching
7-5. They've pulled back Weird Esports. They were 6-1 down, mind you. And they've shown a comeback in the first half itself rather than the second, like how we saw Onlyfriends do in the last map. And to be honest, I really like it. They switched up their play. They went in aggressively. They went for those risky plays, and it actually worked out for them so many times. And that's exactly why we have a 7-5 scoreline now. And now they are on the attack, and I think they're going to be a lot more potent on the attack than on defense, because Deadly's been crazy on the defense. And I think on the attack, he's going to be even more deadlier.
Well, let's see whether or not he's able to shine in the other half. He is on 20 frags. Are you serious right now? Nobody on double digits. Nobody even close to 10. The closest person is Gorang with 8 frags. But then there's Deadly at 20.
Yeah, he's crazy. Cruiser almost, I think, would have got peeked on. He started looking up, and he almost gave away the back of his head. Now he spots out 2 players. And that wall comes up immediately as a response. There's 3 players towards A, actually. That's a heavy defense being committed towards one side. B's been left open with just a bit of utility on the door of it. The C side is being guarded by Controller Sentinel combo. The A short being contested. Deadly almost found Kev, but both of them have been tagged real low. One of them good enough to get healed because they have a save. The other one has to stick around with that HP.
Well, let's see if they do stick around or not. They're trying to hit the C side right now, and Knife just says the only person who can defend it along with the Astra. But oh my god, they dash into their faces. They use the jet as bait, and then Pixels finishes up the rest.
Oh my god.
30 seconds left.
That was a little unfortunate. It's alright, it happens to the best of us. Kev, though, it's a beautiful shot, but Bad Love comes right in and blows his head straight away. 3 versus 2. Gorang has got no slow orbs, nothing, and now he doesn't even have health. He can heal himself up, but not to the fullest. As the defuse has been tapped on, and the head has also been tapped on. Pixels. This is getting a little difficult. Boy, Cruiser actually finds
Last
one,
player
but
standing.
Storm comes to the rescue. He's looking for more, and he will get it. A scare, a major scare, because I think if Pixels would have dropped dead, this round could have been, you know, for sure, Onlyfriends is.
Yeah, definitely. I did not know that it's going to come down to such a close round. Thought this was a pretty simple 2 versus 2 retake scenario where there's no cover on the spike and the 2 attackers just swing out wide and they finish them off. Nah, that did not happen. And with this, they've successfully broken the camel's back. Team Onlyfriends are on an eco now, and we at Esports, these guys have a force buy of sorts, so Spectres all over the place. Let's see if the Spectres can deal with this crossfire between Gorang and the Sova.
The boom bot is actually going to detect one. Definitely gets it, but what they don't know, that Cruiser is still here. He could be a thorn. If he just wide swings, oh, not going to wide swing, but he still gets a kill though. Still Deadly here. Okay, Bad Love.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
He just
Trying to
straight
go
up
in
gave
for them.
up. I think Cruiser, maybe he thought, okay, both of our bullets are over, it's gonna be a knife fight now, but what he didn't realize is that Bad Love actually has 1 extra weapon, and he's not gonna be shy to use it. And he just like, you know what, just screw it, I'm just gonna go in for this knife, it doesn't matter. And, okay, he lost his life. Comical moment for sure, but, yeah, I mean,
It was supposed to be an eco anyways, but I don't think he's gonna mind it too much.
what more could you do? Well, 7-7. We're going to level terms now, and Weird Esports are not giving up anytime soon. They've got a good buy. They've got 2 rifles. One of them is on Sheriff's, and that's Bad Love, and that's okay, though, because he's looking to buy that Operator the next round after playing on this bonus. HVS being spotted out. B side is a lot of vulnerable. Nobody to cover it except for the bit of utility that they have, and Weird looked like to exploit it.
Yes, good for the defense. It's actually the shock dart that kills him, so that's pretty funny. But everyone on the side of Weird Esports is a little bit low on health, and the moment they try to move inside,
Oh,
Weird
no,
Esports
Storm.
have to struggle with the Killjoy utility so much. The nanoswarms and the turrets boil them down to very little HP. And all the other people on the side of Onlyfriends are very, very healthy right now.
Look at
They're
that
taking their sweet
positional
time
change.
to-
Look at that positional change. Storm comes here and he's gonna find an easy kill, free kill, because Gorang didn't really see where he went. Now it's gonna be a trade. He gets caught out with the wall in his hand, and that wall is only gonna help Pixels actually. And my god, the A side has been opened up. I don't even know what the hell just happened. How did Weird pull that one out?
Yeah, they thought that. I'm sorry, OnlyFans. My God, why do I keep saying that? OnlyFriends keep on pushing the advantage. They got a little bit of advantage when they got those frags, but then they decided to push through the nebulas because they got a little bit greedy, and that's what led to their deaths. Knife chest. They won't even check the angle.
I mean, the entire part of that B side being attacked was, Storm took, I don't know how much damage he took from that turret. I wish we could see it. But he was down to 7 HP, Crips. And you could see Goran was already on the site, right? He was on the front of the site. And then they played Ringa Ringa Roses because of that one smoke thanks to Pixels that went down. Storm got an avenue to run in and get a kill. And it was just perfect because Goring said, okay, you know what? The back side is clear. I don't know where Storm went. And then Storm went closer towards that smoke. And it was just perfect timing that worked out for Weird. And now they have the lead for the first time in Haven. Okay.
A dink through the box. It should have been a death right there, but he survives. At least Goring is able to pick up a frag, so that's bad luck. The Danger Man taken out of the picture. If these eco frags have to come in again for the side of Onlyfriends, then VALOR Esports is in a lot of trouble. This could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and they need to do everything to keep it intact.
Revealing area.
Okay, Deadly. Gotta be careful here. He's the one that is needed to get the space into a site right now. The only duelist alive. He knows that these guys are in eco, so he's just playing a little bit of a patience game right now along with his team as they cover up towards A. Rio's gonna just scout out the entire site. He spots out where Goring is, but he doesn't know where Cruiser is. But his recon might just tell him, and no, it actually won't. They still know that it's only Gorango right here, but Rio doesn't care. He still comes in, finds both the sprays down. Deadly's gonna find a third, as this round that Gorang actually pulled up a man advantage for his team. I know exactly. Falling apart.
Yeah,
One enemy remaining.
Deadly and all his friends were supposed to get this round in the first place. This was a buy round for them, and Onlyfriends only had a bunch of health to work with, so this was never supposed to be theirs. Either way, if VALOR Esports keep their players alive for longer, this will be great, because at this point, with 4 weapons being carried forward in the next round, you can see what it's done to their economy. Rio is on 8,300 frags, Battler north of 5,000. All this money is going to be super helpful for them later on in the half.
Yeah, economy build up, always great for any team. Gives them an insurance policy even if they lose over the round. Try and get a better weapon for the next. Now, Weird Esports look like they want to hit C, and it looks like it might just be a heavy rush, leaving only Pixels alone to hold off over here towards mid. And what he doesn't know is that Kev's crawled up next to him. This could be dangerous. If Kev finds him again in that yoga position, he's gonna blow his head straight off. And
no!
Yeah, okay.
Pixels was trying to put down a star when his team was moving into C. And at the same time, Kev attacks him, so he's dead. No more Astro Stars available. At least he's put down 2 Nebulas, one towards Garage and one towards the defender base before he finally dies. So his team can at least safely move inside, but they don't have the man advantage. And to neutralize that man advantage, both of them push the defender spawn at the same time. Cruiser tries to make his way in from Garage, wins the duel against Storm, but more to follow. Very precise shots from Battler. They know the positions of the last 2 players, but Cruiser is making this one work. It's a Sova versus Sova battle, and both of them are really low. That drone coming in from the defender side will reveal the position of Rio. Cruiser, he knows that the spike is planted for Rio. He needs to make sure that he gets an advantage in this one, but he walks in peaks. And these guys, Onlyfriends, keep it alive. The fever dream is still on the pipes.
Somehow it just works out for him. Thankfully, because Cruiser Guard was actually more healthier. He just needed 2, maybe 1 bullet to take out Rio, and that's what happened. Onlyfriends. Oh my god, I'm picking it up the same way you are. All right.
This name is by design. It's made to lose a lot.
It's a bait, isn't it? It's a bait setup for anybody and everybody.
Meme setup.
Yeah, these guys are really cheeky. They're with their playstyle as well. Now, even though Weird lost that round, they're still gonna have a bye. Pretty healthy one, that too, as they move in towards C yet again, actually. This time to pick up the orb, as HVS just sprays down a couple of blank bullets from that Spectre. Not gonna damage anybody, but Pixels will damage Kev down to 0. Weird Esports already have a man advantage.
Let's see if they can keep it up, though. Kev getting killed on B is important. Kev was the player that usually plays aggressively towards mid, and he was the one responsible for killing Pixels in mid last time. But with him getting revived, at least they know that one ultimate has been forced out. They fall back away from the B side, and that's exactly when they strike. Kev deliberately made the footstep of falling back towards A Link, leaving his teammate in that position, which they don't check. Bad Love trying to go ahead and secure the C side for his team. They clear it out and they go for the plant as well. The Hunter's Fury is a little too late. The spike will be planted and it cannot be denied.
Oh, he still gets a tag though. Deadly. Down to 70 HP. No ultimates to work for except for the Hunter's Fury, which Rio saving. Bad Love finds 2. And he's done his job. 3 versus 3 now. Odds are even. Deadly needs to find his first kill. It's going to be difficult. Wow, what a beautiful shot for him. And here comes the Hunter's Fury as soon as he hears the tap Rio. He's trying to find a kill, but it's just nobody in his view. And oh my god, this could be dangerous. They're going in for this. Deadly needs to run in, and the shot that works, and so does Deadly's weapon. Weird Esports make it work. Desperate measures, and they ran straight into it, and they believed in their abilities. Keeping that shock dart handy was all they needed, and it worked out in the end. 10-8 now.
Perfect setup from BO3 Esports this time around. I've been telling you that these guys are good at the utility usage, and they keep on proving me right again and again.
Yep.
This time, though, for double digits, they're about to cross the 30 kill mark. Everyone else on 14, 12, 9, and 8 respectively. At least the teams on, at least the team Onlyfriends has been able to also catch up with the score to some extent. If not Deadly score, then please Bad Love score, so at least they're not getting out-fragged, not out-aimed like Descent.
Oh boy. Look who's caught up in a really bad situation. Bad Love still expects that crossfire. And Deadly gets another. Bad Love at the second. And just like that, the round's been completely blown away. Storm might have been taken out, but it still doesn't matter. Knife gestures against 3 really strong players who are not going to be giving up this round. And Rio's already heard where Knife is just coming from. Pixel's ready for him. Okay, Pixel has got a little frustrated with his play. Goes back away. Bad Love trying to fight this time on his own, but he's got Rio to help him out from the backstab. It's gonna be round number 11.
Love this approach by BO3 Esports. They start to show presence towards Garage, and then they fight B instead. Now, even if they don't take control of the B side, even if they plant the spike somewhere else, having control of this area means that the players of Onlyfriends will be forced to rotate very, very carefully. They'll probably even have to waste a few resources in order to make those rotations.
Placing sentry.
Yeah. I mean, the way that Weird Esports have come into this has been great. I really thought that, you know, the Onlyfriends were actually going to get away with that first 6-1 lead that I saw they had.
Nah, I think only Friends probably will lose 2-0 if this thing continues. BO3 Esports have a lot of advantage right now. Again, a Cosmic Divide put up by BO3 Esports, but this time it's a little different from the one that Onlyfriends put up last time. This is a little deeper inside, and they're using the utility to make sure nobody crashes inside and tries to ruin their party. The gravity well only delays the plant, but it was inevitable after all. Now the Cosmic Divide's about to go down, and Deadly will be the first point of contact. HVS already spots him out. Instant man advantage secured, but time is ticking out. Weird. Bad Love is still inside of a shot. He's still fighting frags over there. But the moment they're to come in from garages, they will be shut down. Kev on top has to provide backup to anyone who's trying to come in from mid, and he's able to secure C-Link as well. But they're not able to stop the defuse. It's being stuck, and Cruiser, he's on the verge of pulling it off. Pixels with a stylish triple K, but what good is it? It's absolutely of no use.
Oh, that was so close, so unfortunate. I mean, how close was that? I don't know, maybe like what, 5-10 milliseconds at the most? That was just unfortunate. Somehow, it just works for Onlyfriends, and they're gonna have no problem with that. They just wanted a round, and they're gonna get it. And even though they got that round, look at their buy equips. It's half armor, Judge, Spectre, still not good enough, to be honest, because Weird Esports look completely decked out, but on the other side, they're struggling to maintain a buy that can actually give some competition.
Yeah, Weird Esports, if they lose in this round, then they don't really care because they can still buy again in the next one. But if Onlyfriends lose here, that's probably going to be the end of their money. They'll be forced to go back to sheriffs and whatnot. Maybe some Spectres if they have a little bit of money. But that's not the kind of weaponry you want when it's the last round of the game and your enemies are about to win 2-0. Weird Esports recognize their buy. They know that they will have Spectres and judges, but
Spike down.
that's exactly why they're taking their sweet time. Even after taking their sweet time, Rio not able to find anything. The first person reveals that he has a Phantom. Should lead to all the other people on the side of Weird Esports to assume that everyone else also has these cheap weapons. But what they don't know is that they have a shredding machine in Garage. 2 of them actually. 1 in B, 1A, and 1C. So other than that, there's nothing too much out of the ordinary.
They are moving towards C, leaving Storm outside Garage. So this is going to be another C hit. HVA suspects it, and he's going to have a grenade coming in his way. And a showstopper, which is going to take him down. How many times is this guy going to get a showstopper? Storm finds Garung. Kev is going to trade off, but Bad Love's just going to spray down one through the smoke. As Kev is going to go down straight as soon as he peeks his head out of that smoke. No peeping business, no peeping Tom here. But Knife Gesture is going to try and pull it back for his team. 3v1, made down to a 2v1. He does have an ultimate available, but I don't think it's going to be of any use because both the players are towards C-Long already. It's not going to help him out in any way. He's worried about the fact that somebody may be lurking around in Garage or towards Defender side spawn. But to his utter disappointment, there is nobody there. Both are towards C-Long, and he looks away at the wrong time. Match point yet again for Weird.
Match point.
It's funny how, even though they did not have an 11-1 lead this time around, the overall score is still the same.
Oh yeah,
In a
actually.
set 2, it was 13-9. This time it's 12-9 with the potential of a 13 in the mix.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Onlyfriends have no money. They're flat out broke. They have Spectres, Sheriffs, Marshals, whatever money can buy, but it cannot buy them the round.
Yeah, I think this is the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. Kev is looking to push up towards C-Long. He's got his knives, but look at that! An army coming his way. Nothing's gonna stop him. HVS, he's more worried about the recon than he's about the player that dashed into his face. And Weird Esports, commendable victory over here. This is a step in the right direction for them. Only, oh, okay, Storm. What? Wait, what? Did he just disconnect his mouse? Because that's what it looked like, at least. He just went straight up, like, yeah. Knife Gesture, good find Bad Love, and he will actually 3v3. He's gonna go for the ultimate here. All right. Deathly moves here, but Pixis is actually gonna take him down, and that lockdown is gonna be of no use.
One enemy remaining.
Make that 3v1. Spray down through the smoke. Garung is gonna feel that, and it's gonna be deadly. Who else to close it down? As he got a 33 bomb in this match.
And keep in mind, 20 of these were in the first half, when nobody else was even in the double digits.
Exactly. What a performance. Deadly definitely is a player that we need to look at, you know, throughout the rest of the tournament. He is going to be a great, great prodigy, you know, with crazy skills, by the way. I really want to know, how many times did he get his showstopper? Twice? Thrice? 5?
In the entire match, more than 5.
Yeah, and given that it is 8 orbs for an ultimate, if you consider that 33 plus 7 is 40, so he basically has got it, right? And to get 5 times in a game, a showstopper is no small feat. I barely can get it 3 times up, but that's also because I die, you know, pretty much every single round. But let's have a look at the match highlights to see how many times he actually did get the showstopper and how the rest of Weird Esports caught up to a match that looked like slipped away from them in the first half at least.
Yeah, I swear to God, Onlyfriends were really, really good on that attacking side. They kept on bamboozling Weird Esports, and every time Weird tried to go in for a retake, they basically failed. The post-plant setups from Onlyfriends were not that great, but they were better than Weird Esports, and they were able to deal with them. And that's exactly how Onlyfriends were able to get that massive 6-1 lead at the start. But then Weird Esports kind of caught on to what they were doing, and Weird started to play a lot more aggressively. They recognized that retaking is not one of their core strengths, so they're like, you know what, we won't even let you into the site. And you saw that cool 4K from Weird. I'm sorry, you saw that 4K from Deadly in the previous round with his Raze. That was immediately offset by Kev and his shenanigans towards this area of the map. And I don't know what was going on inside Pixel's head. He thought that maybe Rio can save him because Rio was fighting Kev at that time, but it just all went wrong. So everything that Deadly did to get that one round was negated, and Onlyfriends was able to get to 6 rounds once again. But then once again, Deadly steps up. There were 2 rounds that these teams won simply because of Deadly and his showstopper and his performance over there.
Yeah, Weird somehow in that defense, in the last 4 rounds particularly, got back their game in a really good way. Their momentum built up somehow, and the team coordination somehow a lot more better than in the first 7 rounds, to be honest, because you could see they were always trading off each other. They always had that team play that came in, you know, be it always getting fights in a 2v1 fashion. They always had somebody to support the other. Only times where like this, where, you know, Battle's been completely caught off guard. There were moments where this kind of stuff happened, but Weird Esports picked it up in a really good fashion, and Onlyfriends, yet again, they kind of, you know, their end game is not what they would have wanted it to be. It's not finishing off the way that they would have expected it, you know. There were rounds, but I think that they could have made a difference a lot more than what they did. You know, rounds where I think 1v1s were given away a little bit, you know, just freely at most. Positional disadvantages that they came into, timings, which, to be honest, I don't blame them for, but they need to consider every single aspect, because that one round I remember where Storm was down to 7 HP, back of B side, and Garang did clear out the back of B, but they didn't consider that he could, you know, have gone round, and they just lost the round now right there. Rounds like those, tiny little timing mistakes or positional disadvantages that went against them, it turned out to be a 13-9 loss, and 2-0 goes to the favor of Weird Esports on their debut match of their debut season of the Tec Gauntlet.
Yeah, let's see how this match will affect the overall rankings. Both these teams were playing in the Gauntlet for the first time this season, so it's a good start for Weird Esports. They get off to an easy 2-point lead in the Gauntlet score point table, whereas for Onlyfriends, they unfortunately don't get anything. They have a loss, and this will be pretty okay because it's just the start of the season, so you still have plenty of opportunities to make a comeback. Although I have to say that for the side of Onlyfriends, Weird Esports was one of the less stronger teams that they will face in the tournament later on.
Yeah,
you have big names like Velocity, and you have other big names like ENIGMA and even Enigma for that matter in this place. Salt Esports, how can we forget them? So that
yeah.
also is a very strong team. All these people, they are trying to prove that they are the best squad in South Asia. And Onlyfriends could have had a decent start today, but hey, it's just the start. It's just their first match. They don't need to sweat it right now. There will be plenty of opportunities to make a comeback.
Most certainly. They've shown that they've got quality, and we really hope that this quality translates to victory in the matches to come, because we still have, you know, a lot more action to come into place. It is true that, you know, they've got huge matchups against, you know, maybe Enigma, Reckoning, Velocity, but hey, we're gonna have to wait for all of that, as we've got another match coming up today, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Later on in the 8 p.m. game is Reckoning versus Sus Squad. 2 teams that have been in the Gauntlet for at least a season now, and Sus Squad pretty longer. They were ex-Tempest, so they have experience, but they've just been lingering on as a mid-table team at this point, and their ambition hasn't really been touched as much as they would have wanted to. Reckoning, though, they've been, you know, one of the top contenders, at least in the group stages, it looked like, Crips, because last season they finished on top of their group, right? And they went really farther in the playoffs as well. Do you think this time could we see something of that sort yet again? Maybe a, you know, I don't know, a complete throw-off of Velocity?
Could be the case, but I'm pretty excited to see Reckoning and Sus Squad in action. Reckoning Esports have had a little bit of a roster shuffle. They have a new coach as well now, and the old coach is now a player, so things are looking up. Let's see what they do in today's game. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going live with that game at 8 p.m. It is it's 6:40 right now. So in a little bit more than an hour, we'll be going live with that game. Make sure you tune in and you can use this 1 hour to relax, maybe play some Valorant or maybe restock up on your snacks. We'll be back with these games, ladies and gentlemen. See you on the other side.